So Colorado with your Coors. Coors. You want a spoon? You want to use your own?
No, I need like a little spoon.
Okay, so Josh officially murdered the chip. Look at this thing. That was like in there for like, what, 10 seconds? That's it. That's amazing how hot we have it.
It's crispy though. So burnt. So I'd say that this is going to be a little bit like of a healthier version of like the deep fried ones. And there's so much you can do because we're going to use the oil and the cloves. So we can brush the oil on things, we can coat potatoes in the oil, we can put the actual confit cloves into something, we're gonna deep fry some, we can put them on a pizza. It's just something fun that you can keep around and it goes great with potatoes. So we're gonna use it on all the things.
And you've got rosemary in there.
Yes. So this is about as easy and simple a recipe as you can possibly do. You're basically taking fresh garlic cloves, you're covering it maybe 2 to 1 with canola oil or olive oil or a blend. You're gonna bring it up, sort of warm it so it's on a simmer. Big fat sprig of rosemary, which I've removed because it turns colors. And then you're basically gonna cook it for maybe 20, 30 minutes, low and slow until the garlic's like soft that you can like mush it with your hand. And then you basically pull it off the heat, let it cool in the oil, and then literally you can just throw it in the fridge and it'll last forever.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait.
And it's just like the best thing ever. Here, and you can see that like you can like mash the garlic. It's really soft.
Also, look at Josh's spoon that he brought. Chefs and their spoons.
So fancy.
So fancy.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay. Try to mix this up in this little baby bowl.
That's my fault. I gave you a baby bowl.
So again, like for me, potatoes, you want them like hot and fast. So we're like roasting the outside, getting a lot of color, and then we're just almost like softening and like getting the inside like cooked through, but not like murdered. And that's why I like adding the herbs at the end so they don't burn.
Love it.
So this way we can really just focus on like caramelization and getting the potatoes cooked and not worry about like anything else. And then we don't want to crowd the pan, so we get these nice and spaced out. These look amazing.
And we've got 4 different varieties there. You have Red Thumb, Amorosa, Banana, and Purple Fiesta.
Party time. So we were just trying to get these really thin, and then we'll soak them in water, and they'll kind of firm up. I don't cut my finger off again.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Josh isn't using the mandolin because, just kidding, I have not a good mandolin.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
No, I mean like me cutting my finger off.
Yeah. You survived it though.
I did.
True chef.
So from what I've learned today, we can grow a potato from this, maybe.
Yeah, there is an eye. Look at that. Yes.
Or we can just compost. Okay, so this is good.
Okay, so these firmed up so much in the water.
Look at your veggies and you're like, oh, it didn't roast. But you always have to think that this metal is what's really conducting heat. So that where it's making contact with, I mean, this is like crunchy.
Yeah.
And the inside is like soft, like beautiful. Roast these, cool them down, and then like if you're having a dinner party or something, just put them back on the tray, put them in a hot oven for like a minute or two just to warm them back up. So again, I like to add the herbs at the end so these still look nice and green, they're more alive. But I want to add them right when this stuff is warm so they do sort of like express themselves a little bit with more of the oil. This is thyme and rosemary. I'd say I usually like to have maybe like a more fresh herb in here, but we don't have any, like a parsley or even like really nicely cut chives. So I'm just gonna dump these on here. I also have no feeling in my hands, so we'll just do that as well. So you can see if they roasted, these would be all like dark and black. Still taste good, but they can get bitter if they burn. But now they're nice and fresh. So this plate.
It's just like simple, but
Yes.
elegant and beautiful. And look at that.
Yeah. I like, so good Grana Parmesan cheese. So this is sort of like an oven baked version of maybe like the French fries that we're gonna do. So a little bit healthier, but you know, cheese is super nice. So we're just gonna go heavy. And you can smell it, like
That looks amazing.
there you go.
Yum.
I don't trust a leek that's not dirty. quote me on that.
I would agree on that piece.
Okay. So, you know, like super thin. Yeah, trying to put everything on raw so it cooks. So we're gonna use creme fraiche as sort of the base of our pizza. You can make like a cream sauce, but this is an easier kind of thing to do. I really like the tanginess of it, but you can't use sour cream. I know some people think you can substitute the two, but they're very different. Organic mozzarella cheese.
So Josh just said he was making basically his own blue cheese with the creme fraiche, and we're gonna do blue cheese crumbles next.
So I love blue cheese and potatoes.
Me too.
This one will be like extra creamy.
Okay, so how many minutes has that been? Approximately. I wasn't keeping track.
I don't know, maybe, I have the oven at like 500 degrees, so maybe like 6-7 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll throw it in for 1 more minute, and then we'll... Oh, and if you're making more than one, when that comes out, we'll put it on here and cut it, but then we're gonna put this directly on that tray that just came out. So it's super hot, so this will actually cook a little bit faster and the bottom will get a little bit crispier.
Yes.
I feel like this is gonna be like ridiculously good.
Yeah, right?
Like it almost looks like I wanna eat it raw, but I know it would not be great.
To each his own.
Potatoes, like they're a little crispy. Again, like higher temp, like a wood-fired oven, we'd get more of this. But the potatoes and leeks are cooked, so we're just gonna get really nice potato flavor. But it almost tricks your mind because when you eat this, you're gonna get crunch from the crust, but then you're gonna get that sort of potato leek thing going on. Let's look at the crust. Woo, that is hot. See it?
Ooh, yes.
That is like Crispyville. All right, so we're gonna throw this on. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna need a little fresh scallion because we kind of got that leek thing going on. Or the other one's more like garlic, blue cheese.
Ooh, your truffle oil.
I'm not a huge fan of truffle oil, but sometimes in certain places, especially with like potatoes and leeks, it's just good. And then just like an obnoxious amount of Parmesan cheese.
Yes.
I like squares.
Okay, so that was amazing, and we already ate like half of it in like a minute.
That's the good bite right there, with like the little crispy edge potato. It's almost like a little potato chip. Oh,
Yum.
beautiful.
Beautiful is right.
Alright, so this one we're going to do the same thing, a little truffle oil. Just parm. This is the umami bomb. I mean, I feel like there's a lot going on in this pizza where the potatoes are sort of in the back seat, but I think it's, you know, dishes are combinations of all the ingredients, and I think that the potato really adds like this richness, this earthiness to this, and it just plays well with everybody else in this pool right here. And it's interesting. I feel like if you're making a pizza at home or having friends over and you put potatoes on it, it would like blow their mind if they've never had that before.
Yes.
We should have a nice crunch. Oh yeah, that's crispy.
Okay, so we're deep frying like some shallots there, some garlic, some rosemary. You probably threw in some scallions.
We're just flavoring the oil now.
Everything.
This is what happens when you drink whiskey and cook potatoes.
Whiskey and potatoes are the best combo. Come on.
But once this is out of the oil and like you toss it, it's all gonna give everything flavor.
Yes.
These look good.
Yum.
Oh, it smells so good now.
Yeah. I mean, look at that color. Gorgeous.
Confit like garlic oil in truffle oil, but this already has like some garlic in it, so.
It does, because it's garlic aioli mayo from Primal. If no one's... No, side note, you should give me that for just a second. This mayo is amazing. Everyone should get this mayo. I'm obsessed. All my friends are obsessed.
It's a bit weird.
Truffle oil. Any of my friends know, like, that's my go-to, so.
This stuff.
This is like your Nashville seasoning.
Yeah, so it's chili powders, cayenne, vinegar powders, sugar, like, whew. I mean, the other thing we could do with these fries to make them, you know, crispier, a little bit more like traditional fries is peel them, but like, for me, like, the texture of fingerlings and the skins are really what defines it for me. So I wouldn't want to take that away.
Also, the most nutrients in a potato are usually found in the skin, so we're actually preserving that right now.
So
Gorgeous.
these are spicy.
Hot. My turn.
Woo! That'll get you.
Mmm.